going to talk today about a experience that has been shared by every single one of us. Maybe the one common thing besides death and taxes. We're going to talk about temptation. It plants its seed, the roots start going into your mind. You start thinking about it. You start dreaming about it, fantasizing about it. What would that be like? And kind of testing it out in your mind. And the longer that goes, the further the roots go. And the picture there in this verse, this was Peter, right? Even if everyone else leaves you, I won't. He was so confident. He didn't think he had a weakness there. And the context here, Paul had just finished talking about examples from the Old Testament. And he says those things are written for us. Right? You don't need to prepare for that. It's right there. It's ready to go. But there's some that you might have to drive somewhere or open up your phone, open up an app on your phone. Or maybe you have to buy something. Some sins require...
Well, good morning. It's truly an honor and a privilege to be able to be here this morning. And just to know our hearts are just overjoyed to see each one of your faces. It's just a blessing anywhere we are to be able to meet fellow brothers and sisters in Christ. As you can see, our names are
back, being able to speak in front of you folks, and it's very different knowing the people a little bit, having a relationship, and so it's always a joy to be able to preach here to you folks at Nottingham. But when you travel, I trust that you do go to church, whether it's on I gain nothing. So sacrificing without love. In verse 3, it kind of reminds us, because some translations use the word charity all throughout this text for the word love. And, in our culture, that's a little bit confusing. Pray for people. And you may say, Pastor John, this description of love just seems impossible. How can I live like this when I've never seen a good example of someone that loves? Let me remind you that true love is a struggle for all people.
Well, good morning. Good morning, church family, and good morning, visitors. I'll state that our wonderful pastor and his family are taking a time of vacation this week. So that is where Pastor John is. It wasn't speaking of his lifestyle or his actions. It was speaking of the fact that he was walking with his feet on water. And so this walking of worthy says, wherever your feet go, whatever you do, it's being measured, Jesus' word. Jesus said, lowly, I am lowly. And he was humble. He can say it. He's the only one who can. Moses was described that way. That ain't going to work. Or, I will not be proud anytime today. I'm going to be meek and patient and forbearing today. Yeah, but it's not. How can it be that his Father's throne above?
Matching the actual condition of their heart. So Paul describes love being patient, that love is kind, that love is not something that just comes and goes, that love bears all things and love hopes all things. So Paul wants the Corinthians and us today to understand games. We had dial-up internet. And so we had a friend, we go over to his house, and his dad was more into technology, and so he had a network set up in his house. And so he had 5 or 6 different computers that we could all play a game on. One of the games we played was Age of Empires. And we'd play that game together, and it was really cool because we could so we want to know, how am I gifted? But we ought to understand instead and ask the question, Am I using that gift in a way that reflects the love of Christ? Because long after every sermon has been preached, every song has been sung, and every ministry has ended, it says,